Excuse the sloppy playing. I just played an A minor arpeggio, a C major arpeggio, and a D major arpeggio with a major seventh, D major seventh arpeggio. Now, stick with me. I want to share my breakthroughs with you as I discover them. And I mentioned a few weeks ago I'm going to share knowledge on how to play above the 12th fret. Now, this knowledge can easily be played in the lower octave below, from frets 1 to 11, as well as from 12 to 22, which is just in the next octave, as you appreciate on any one string. You know about your triads, a root, major third, perfect fifth in terms of the national numbering system makes up a major chord. If I played A major on one string, I've got A, C sharp, and E. And that's an A major arpeggio. I hinted on that 2 weeks ago when I gave my first lesson on where I said this is difficult, but I'm going to keep this is not easy, but I'm going to keep trying doing it. That's an A major chord played on one string. The interesting part's going to come up soon. An A minor is defined as a root minor third perfect fifth, or any minor chord for that matter. And these chords I've just played in first inversion because I'm starting on the one, the root, the A. Minor third perfect fifth is A minor. I'm now going to play E major here from the 14th fret on the D string, but I'm going to play it in the second inversion, because the national numbering system says that the C major is C, the root, the major third, and G, the perfect fifth. So if I start on E, C, E, G, but you know that. I assume certain knowledge, but just for those who don't, to follow the logic. Now we've got E, G, and at the 22nd fret on this beautiful Paul Reed Smith guitar, the 22nd fret is a C note. Got to know your fretboard, or you can go count it out. But, okay. E, C, E, G, C. That's the second inversion of C major. There's A major, C major. And I played a D major, F sharp. So D, F sharp, A is D major chord. There, and I'm starting A sharp, F sharp to A to the D. That's a D major chord. And the note below the root is a major 7. So that's D major 7. From D to D major 7. That's all I'm doing. Does that make sense? Okay, let's look at some of the magic that happens here. A minor, 12, 15, 19. More importantly, my root's on A there, on the A string at 12th fret. More importantly, let's just count the spaces between the fingers. Root, 1, 2 spaces, depress a finger, get minor third. 1, 2, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, depress, is a minor chord, but a minor chord in the first inversion. 2 spaces, 3 spaces, you got a minor chord. 3 spaces, 2 spaces, you got a major chord in its first inversion when played as an arpeggio on one string. When I play second inversion, major chord, 1, 2 spaces, depress, 1, 2, 3, 4, depress. That's second inversion. E major, 1, 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. F major, same thing. D major, start with the F sharp, 2 spaces, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, depress. D major in all its glory in its second inversion. 2 spaces, 4 spaces, you can go write those things down so when you work chords out. If I put my finger there, 2 spaces, Want to guess what chord that is? It's second inversion of a C major chord. There's my C, there's my G, and there's my E. I started on E, so it's the second inversion of C major. If you don't know your triads, get a piece of paper and write it out for yourself. Take the E string and you count. There's C, 1, 2, 3 spaces, depress, 1, 2, depress. C, E, G is C major. If you want minor, you just drop the second degree from C, 2 spaces, to E flat, 3 spaces. That's in first inversion. And you do that for all the chords and all the sharps and flats. Just tabulate it on a piece of paper so you've got a reference to it for your understanding. As I said, whatever I'm doing above the 12th fret and beyond, you can do from frets 1 to 11, or 0 to 11 if you care, because the open string is 0. There you have it. Let's examine a C major chord in third inversion on the E string. We've got a G, we've got a C, and we've got an E somewhere up here. So there's my C. Let me find my C first. Sorry, my G, my C. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have enough frets. Let's do it at A major down here. A. We need a major third. C sharp. So that's 1, 2, 3 spaces. And we need a perfect fifth in A, 2 spaces. Now we know that, that's first inversion. So now we want to start on E, 1, third inversion, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, press an A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be 7 spaces. That's in third inversion. Okay, I hope I'm not losing you here, but you can count these things out, but I gave you the more important ones. The A minor, 2 spaces, and then 3 spaces, and A major, 3 spaces, then 2. A, C, E, 2 spaces, and then 3 spaces, and A major, 3 spaces, then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 spaces. Hope that helps you. Now, you go figure out how to move rapidly through these movements. I'm pretty useless at it, but what you're doing here is brain training. You've trained your brain what to do. The speed will come later. I'm hitting the right notes at least. I couldn't do that half an hour ago. See what I mean? My 7th, major 7. Remember the one I showed you 2 weeks ago? I'm getting better at it, and I don't do this even every day, I'm embarrassed to say. I don't particularly like sitting with my legs spread like this because I've had a hip replacement and it hurts my pelvis. But this theory is invaluable. You see, I call it mind over matter. I could not do that a half an hour ago, and I'm like a child. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this. By the way, I want to show you a little trick here. You see that B minor chord there? B minor triad that you well know, because you know your A minor down here. Okay. Now, I called it a B minor, so that's E, F. Yep. Watch this. That D there is the same as that D. So you can, instead of going, does that make sense? Instead of, it's going to come in handy. That's the reason why I'm showing it to you. It's really obvious. Arpeggios. That's E, C, and G. So it's at the 12th fret there. It's in that D open cowboy chord. That's the arpeggio for C major. You can take that thing up and down the fretboard. There's your D major. You'd normally do it at the 2nd fret. I'm doing it at the 14th fret. You add 12 in the next register as such. C major. Watch this. C major 3rd, G, the root, the E, which is the major 3rd, and the 5th. And the minor. You'd appreciate I'm sitting in a very awkward position here. E flat there instead of E, the minor 3rd. There again, the E flat. Presented all over the show. Rewind, fast forward, make notes. But take in what I'm trying to teach you if you don't know this stuff. Hopefully you spot my errors, because you know your triads. G, E flat and C, C minor, not G, E and C. Is C major. This is on 2 strings. Now I'm taking it to 3 strings. Now I'm taking it to 4 to 5 strings, 6 strings. The C note at the 8th fret. You go figure what you're going to do with it, but some very important information has changed hands here now. I hope. Now you tell me you haven't got a 22 fret guitar. Well, then go do it lower, because the same principles apply. You know where your roots are. You know what the spaces are between the... You don't have to go count every alphabetical character. I've told you the trick. Count the spaces. A minor, 2 spaces, then 3 spaces. A major, 3 spaces, and that's in first inversion. We're summarizing here. A major, E major, in second inversion, 2 spaces, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That's second inversion. And you go work the rest out. Remember the third inversion, a lot more spaces, etc. But you check the notes out. And we've taught you about playing 6-string arpeggios. It's from 1 string to 6 string. There's 3 C major, 3 string version, 4 string version. Sounds like a intermission. Very popular, the arpeggios. Look at Woody Woodpecker. Can you hear it? Woody Woodpecker. Okay, so you know where these things come from. Let me not confuse you anymore. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. As always, you know, like, subscribe, and most importantly, view the entire video, because I don't present in any chronological order, because I don't believe music is actually chronological. The study thereof either. It's whatever flows. I think music should reflect passion, and hopefully my little amateur lessons reflect that passion to you. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. My watch says 10:05, but that's when it stopped, probably 3 or 4 hours ago. I'll make myself a cup of coffee now, get some caffeine in me, and have a jam. Have a good day.